Head straight to the Ashanti region, where the Regional Police Command last Friday met with all commanders in the region to devise a working strategy to protect the sanctity of the December 7 polls. Among directives is for personnel to display high professionalism standards and neutrality in the discharge of their duties. William Evansinkum did engage with the Ashanti Regional Police PRO ASP Mohammed Yusuf Tanko on police readiness for the elections. We do apologize for loss of sound on that very interview, but we'll work on it and bring it back. But we're still staying in that very region, which is the Ashanti region, where fire has razed down shops and shanty homes at the Akwitia Line Timber Market in Kumasi. The Sunday night inferno completely destroyed about 20 shops and 40 slum houses in the area. Before we bring you this story, let's go back to the earlier one on police readiness in the Ashanti region.
We have, and those that are yet to come, we are sure that they will come in at the right time.
Now, last Friday you held a conference, so to speak. You actually assembled all your big men, commanders across the region. You made mention of professionalism, they holding professionalism at the highest level in this year's election. How do you measure that?
Yeah, you know, we have our do's and don'ts. We also have the manner in which a police officer or a policeman has to behave himself. We also know of the core duties that we are supposed to be performing. So if you are given instructions to do something and you do something different, or if you see something that as a security man you are supposed to intervene and you don't intervene, or something that as a security man you are not supposed to intervene and you intervene in, then you are not working or you are not living up to standard. And in that case, I think the authorities will have a stone to ground with you.
So are you telling us that in the course of the elections, if any policeman does not display that high sense of professionalism, neutrality, there is going to be sanction within that limited period of time?
Yeah, there will be a sanction, because if he portrays himself in a way that makes him unfit to continue with his duties, he has to be withdrawn for a better person to be put there. We cannot leave him to perpetrate the wrongdoings that he will perpetrate to the detriment of the whole process and to the disadvantage of the police.
Wow. Now, between 18th and 27th March, we had a limited registration. We recorded some skirmishes at some polling centers. Jinyase in the Asokwa constituency, Asokore Mampong in the Asanwase constituency, just to mention few. Have those examples given you a clue as to what to do in the forthcoming elections?
You know, Evans, this is an election process. And during elections or in elections, some of these things are supposed to be anticipated by the security agencies. And we anticipated some of those things. So we put in place the right measures. And it is by those measures that we recorded only a few. Now you are mentioning only two. And election or a registration exercise of that magnitude, we should have been recording more. But because of the measures that were instituted, at the end, even those two, they were not that serious. And I'm telling you that we have taken some clues from that as well. And come 7th and beyond, we are going to do our very best, and I think you will all be happy with it. But it is important that the electorate, the political parties, and everybody else who has any role to play has to do things that will help the process.
How many men are we expecting in the Ashanti region?
Yeah, I will not tell you the exact men that we will be deploying, but I can tell you that we have 5,190 police stations here, and at least we have to deploy one policeman at every police station. We also need to get patrolmen, that is patrolmen who will be patrolling, mobile patrols, foot patrols who will be patrolling, and we also need a standby. So that will give you a clue.
Yeah, well, my final question. On January 14, 2016, the police command met with the political parties and the media. And I just want to quote what COP Kofi Boakye made with regards to insightful comments. And I quote, "If anybody should say something on air, let him prove it. If you are unable to prove that something, then you have to go to court and charge with appropriate offense." So we, that's the police, are going to liaise with the Attorney General's office and that of the legal luminaries to fashion out the kind of charges that can be applied to all these kinds of offenses. Has the police done that?
Yeah, Evans, those charges are there already. And, we cannot put charges down waiting for people. When the incident happens, we will look at the circumstances and also other factors, and then look at the appropriate charge and then charge the person. But I can tell you that since we had that meeting with the political party and the journalists, you admit that we haven't had any incident. So it means that all the meetings and the talking to ourselves and the admonitions that we had then has worked to perfection, and we are sure that it will carry through, or it will be carried through to the election proper.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
All right. So my name is William Ivansinkum, and we maintain your elections command center. We will be giving you more updates on security preparedness ahead of the general elections. You can visit our portal 3FM or 3news.com. We go back to studios and join Wendy Live for more on Midday Live. Over to you, Wendy.